Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm just gonna be playing with makeup today. It's just to get ready with me. I don't even know if it's gonna be chatty. Chances are it will. I did want to play with this today. This is the Viseart Paris Edit. It's new. It's something that recently I picked up during their 40% off sale. And I already have my face primed, but let's start putting on some makeup. There are some things I wanted to do differently today, just because I'm still trying to figure out, is it good? Is it worth it? I have been starting out with, and this has been like for the last year, anytime I wear makeup, I've been using this Magic Vanish from Charlotte Tilbury. I also like to put this just to help cover up some of what's left over of my, it's so much better, my acne, and I do have some sunspots that I'm always trying to just slightly diminish. And we'll put it on this big guy over here. I don't know that it helps that much, but it just makes me feel better when I do it. Do you ever do that where you're not sure whether it works or not? It's just like, I just feel better. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. I hit Pam recently. I was so surprised. I've had this and it felt kind of like that story I used to hear at church growing up of like the jar of oil that just kept pouring more and more and more. This was like the never-ending concealer and I guess corrector. And now I hit the bottom and I realized, okay, it's not magic. It just really makes a difference. I'm gonna throw on some of this Tarte Creamy Concealer. I don't think that this is as pigmented as the original Shape Tape, but that's okay. I definitely feel like regular Shape Tape does a little bit more to cover up any sort of darkness that I have, and I feel like I don't really need a lot of it. I'm just hitting some of my hyperpigmentation spots here. Got a little bit on the tops of my chin. I look like a crazy person, don't I? I'm only a little bit crazy, I promise. And then I'm just gonna take a brush. I remember hearing, who was it? Kathleen Light rave about this Love is the Answer. Love is the foundation brush from It Cosmetics years ago. I have two of them. I have this one, and then I have one that I got another year that's flat top, which I don't like as much. But this is my favorite foundation brush, and I wash it like twice a week so that it's always ready to go. And obviously when I was using it today, it's like, oh, I need to wash it, but we'll wait for that. That was weird for me now when I hear that someone who has heard me talk about something has tried it and liked it, and I'm like, what, you actually spent money based on what I'm saying? I'm always worried. But then I realized, how many times have I picked up something because somebody else that I watched on YouTube was like, it's so good. Well, that and the eyeshadow I'm trying today, Emily Noel, thank you very much. But I do have some people where I feel like, you know, skin tones are similar or makeup aesthetic is similar, even though age may not be similar. I am looking for, and if you have some good recommendations, please let me know, for some people who are my age or older on YouTube. I know about Glitzy Fritzy. I know, there's something over 50, oh, I forget what it is. Anyway, somebody made a recommendation to me the other day and I loved it. My goal is to watch people who are closer in age to me, who are gonna have some of the same skin concerns. Oh, we're dealing with hyperpigmentation from the years we didn't wear sunscreen. And now everyone's saying, wear your sunscreen. So if you're in your 20s and not doing it, what are you doing? This is future you telling present you, wear your sunscreen. But when I think about it, I want to be watching people who, you know, are looking for the same sorts of things. Does this lipstick kind of feather out of my lip line? Does this concealer settle into my under eye crinkles? Does this powder make me look older, or does it actually blur in a good way? I know that as you get older, you're looking for different things in your makeup. And I still am gonna watch, you know, Kathleen Light, she's in her late 20s. I'm still gonna watch Emily Noel, who's in her mid to late 30s. That's not gonna change. I wanna start adding people to my everyday YouTube watching that are my age and a little bit older. I don't wanna end up with unrealistic expectations of what a product can do or how to use a product and go, why doesn't it work for me? Because things are different. I'm gonna use something I haven't used in a while. It's the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten. It's in the lightest shade Porcelain. And I don't know why, maybe this is a good place for this flat topped one. I'm not really looking for like super heavy foundation, but let's see if we can get a little bit of coverage going on up here in the forehead. It's actually really pretty. I haven't used this in forever. I picked another one up. I haven't seen Laura Geller at Ulta in like over a year. I think they quit selling Laura Geller. This is one of those products that I picked up a long time ago. This is like my second one of these. And then I recently picked up another one because I saw it on sale at Marshall's for like, what was it? $5 or $6, and I had such good memories. And then I bought it for nostalgic purposes. And then I was like, well, we better use it. My hair is in a weird place. I'm just gonna admit that this is day 2 hair. I rolled out of bed and it was a little crazy. So I took a little spray bottle and kind of wet it down, put a little bit more product in it, but I should have wet it all the way. In 2019, in February, I stopped dyeing my hair and I stopped ironing my hair straight or using like curling iron and hot rollers and stuff. And by September, I had a lot of the white grown into like right about my temples, and then the rest of it was the color. I'd been coloring it for years, and then on top of that, the curl pattern was a little bit dragged out because it had been stretched out for so long, and I wanted to rehab my hair. But what I didn't know, I was like, I'll just let it grow, I'll cut it real short, and then we'll just let it grow from there. But in 2020, I needed to have another brain surgery. So I have a couple of parts of my head that were like shaved to the scalp. And it's been what, 8, 9 months now? And I still have like little teeny tiny hairs in here. Where are they? They're like real short, like these little guys. But they're better. They're long enough now that they lay down and they kind of go along with the curl pattern and you really can't tell. And I had another spot back here that was shaved that is finally as long as everything else in the back. But it was a lot of keep the hair short, so this part could catch up and that this could grow to a certain point, and now it can just keep going in and it kind of melds better. But I have been dying to have my longer hair back. I miss it. Short hair has been super cute, and I haven't worn hair this short in a couple of decades. But with the curls and the daily, if I don't wet it down completely, I will have like completely smushed from where I've been sleeping on my hair, and like it looks like a dandelion just waiting for you to go, and my hair would go everywhere. So it's always a struggle. Second day hair is hard at this length. I can do third day hair if it's longer. It's a lot easier to manage. So I'm struggling and I'm kind of touching it too much, but okay, neither here nor there. Let's keep going. I'm not sure that it was a good idea to put this underneath my eyes, but I did it to myself. Let's just keep going. I do need some bronzer. I have been trying to finish, speaking of things that I have panned, I have hit pan on my Hoola Lite, but I still haven't, I need to keep working on it. I've been trying to find like the perfect bronzing brush, and I've been using ones that were so big for a long time, and I find that I end up with bronzer like everywhere, and that's kind of not what I'm wanting. You want it very specifically placed in a specific area, and then to be able to, you know, blend it where I want it. And I find that a smaller brush is good for that. I don't know, I've been kind of going through, do I want a smaller brush? Do I want an angled brush? Do I want a, I don't know. I'm trying all my different brushes, trying to see if I can find the right thing. But I do really like the formula of the Hoola Lite, and I do love the color, and I feel like the color is beautiful on my skin tone. I'm also doing a little sculpting because my COVID weight is starting to really show itself. Easter chocolate over the weekend was, I did it to myself again. Like I put the powder underneath my eyes where I shouldn't have. I ate the chocolate. I literally did it to myself. Instead of continuing on with blush and highlight, I'm gonna put this on next because I wanna choose the right shade of blush. So I think, and I definitely wanna embrace more of these mauve tones. I'm gonna start here with this lightest kind of blushy tone. And I'm gonna put that in my crease. I'm gonna go in with this shade here and just give myself a little bit more depth on the outer corner. I don't want it to be too dark. Like the only thing I have planned today is stuff around the house and picking my kids up from school. So I don't need a totally glam look. I mean, not that I'm really going anywhere these days. You know what though, but on days like that, maybe that should be the time that I'm like, more, and just push all the boundaries. I'm gonna use a slightly smaller brush and go into this kind of more, the deepest kind of berry tone in here, and carefully place this right over here. I've got a towel in my lap and I'm just taking a minute to knock off all the extra product just so I can use this as a mostly clean brush just to blend softly. So I don't want to pick up any more color at this point. I just need it to be a little bit more diffused. So I'm looking at these guys here and I'm trying to decide what color I want to wear on my lid. I feel like I'm kind of leaning more this route. That's really pretty. Let me just wipe the rest off. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Maybe if I don't take it in too far, I can actually put another color on the inner portion. If you're curious, it's this guy right here. It's so pretty. I'm gonna use some of this lightest shade. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Just right in here and kind of blend the two together. I'm gonna go in with this color over here. This is kind of like that second deepest matte. I'm gonna put a little bit of this right along the lower lash line. I'm gonna use this deepest color here again and just kind of hit the outside corner for a little bit of depth. I don't want too much, just a little bit. I'm gonna go back into this guy right here and put a little bit of this just kind of on the center lower lash. So pretty. Today I'm using the Persona 24-Hour Waterproof eye pencil in just brown. I picked this up during the Sephora sale. I actually like how easily it draws. I wish it was an automatic, like a fine liner pencil, because I like the formula. I just find that having a pencil like this that you constantly have to sharpen, I kind of miss just the twist up. I'm going to be using the Voluminous Burgundy mascara today, just for fun. That was not fun. Okay. I was gonna say, maybe I should have put primer on first. Maybe I should slow down. I'm gonna have to look like a crazy person while I let this dry so I can just scrape it off. But let's do some brows. I have been enjoying the Cosmetics brow products, so I'm gonna use these today. I used the shade Deep Taupe in the pencil and Universal Taupe in the fluffy brow cream. So my camera was overheating. I had to finish up my brows and mascara. I finally got it off of my lower lash line. Let's throw on some blush and highlight and a lip. I'm thinking with this, blush. I'm gonna reach for this today. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Cheek to Chic, and this is just the shade Sex on Fire. It's kind of like a soft pink, and if I don't hit the center too much, I get a really nice, almost natural blush on my face without it looking too heavy. If I hit that center part, it can be a little deep. I want to definitely lay some color down here before I add any just to the apples. I haven't used this in forever. This is the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Illuminati. Like, I don't even have to open the little sifter here because it's got so much powder just in the cap. But let's just put a little bit of this on the high points. Ooh, it's a lot. Bridge of the nose, over the arch of the brow, Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin, and then I'm gonna knock the rest of it off and then just buff. I just wiped off the Balm.com that I had. I have been wearing, I just leave it here on the desk. It's the Wild Fig. It's super nourishing, so if my lips looked a little tinted at the beginning, they were. I'm gonna throw on this Lisa Eldridge Enhance and Define lip pencil in the shade Beauty, because this is one that doesn't budge. Like, literally, it doesn't move. I want to wear this. Oh, I've loved this since it arrived. It's the Lisa Eldridge True Velvet lipstick in the shade Blush. I just realized I'm draping the blush real high today. It's like going right up here. I'm okay with that. I did also throw on a little bit of Lisa Eldridge's Embrace Gloss in the shade Blush. Just kind of tapped with my finger over. I don't want it to look really glossy. I just didn't want it to look too tight. And I hadn't had my previous lip balm on long enough to actually get my lips to their hydrated state. They just weren't dry and chapped anymore. That was my doing. So I love the way this turned out. I do like that it's like a real blush day and the lips are kind of bright, but we've got kind of a muted, I thought this was going to be a little bit more intense, and maybe it was all in my head, but I really like this palette. I could see myself reaching for this a lot. It leaned a little bit more nude. I was expecting it to be a little bit more rosy, and maybe they're just the shades that I used today, and I need to go, you know, a little bit harder on this column here and use those shades if I want more of that plummy rosy situation. But I think it looks really great. And I think kind of weird, but that the Burgundy mascara, not that anyone but me can tell, and we're gonna still be 6 feet away, so unless you live in this house with me, you may not even notice it, but I know, and it's kind of like, makes me happy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Just playing with makeup, one thing new, one thing really old, you know, some favorites that I've had for a while that I haven't been reaching for regularly. And it's nice to kind of rediscover a lot of what I have. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any favorites that you've had forever that you reach for, or if you've picked anything up new recently. I'd love to know in the comments down below. Have an amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.